What if your obsession with being much better is stealing your inner peace? Why? Perfectionism keeps you trapped in a mental prison. Have you ever noticed that the more you strive to be perfect, the more anxious and dissatisfied you become? There's a disturbing truth behind this obsession with excellence that nobody tells you. It might be destroying your ability to live in the present and find genuine peace. Perfectionism isn't about having high standards. It's about fear. Fear of not being good enough. Fear of being judged. Fear of failure. When you constantly live in this state of tension, your brain enters survival mode that blocks your natural creativity and spontaneity. Neuroscience reveals something fascinating. Studies from the University of Rochester show that perfectionistic individuals display elevated cortisol levels, the stress hormone, even when they're not facing stressful situations. This means your mind is constantly on high alert, scanning for flaws and imperfections. Think about it. When was the last time you felt genuinely satisfied with something you accomplished? If you're like most people, trapped in this mindset, you probably minimized your achievements or immediately focused on what could have been better. This mental pattern creates a vicious cycle where satisfaction never arrives. The problem isn't wanting to improve. The problem is turning improvement into an obsession that robs you of the right to celebrate who you already are and what you've already achieved. You become a prisoner of an imaginary and unattainable version of yourself. The truth is, while you're busy trying to be perfect, you're missing the opportunity to be authentic. And authenticity, not perfection, what truly connects you with yourself and other people. Your perfectionist mind creates an exhausting internal dialogue that never stops. You become your own harshest critic, analyzing every word, every action, every decision through a lens of inadequacy. This constant self-surveillance drains your mental energy and leaves you emotionally depleted. What's even more damaging is how this mindset affects your relationships. When you can't accept your own flaws, you struggle to accept others' imperfections too. You project your impossibly high standards onto everyone around you, creating distance and conflict where there could be connection and understanding. Practical reflection. Today, choose one small achievement of yours and simply celebrate it without looking for flaws. Allow yourself to feel genuine satisfaction for a full 60 seconds. Drop a comment sharing an achievement you'll finally celebrate without criticism. If this content is making you reflect, hit that like button and subscribe for more insights that challenge the obvious. How the pursuit of excellence disconnects you from your true essence. Here's a revelation that might shock you. The obsession with being much better doesn't bring you closer to your best version, it pushes you away from it. When you're constantly focused on improving, you lose touch with who you really are in the present moment. The cruel irony of perfectionism is that it promises to make you feel special and valuable, but actually turns you into a hostage of external standards. You begin measuring your worth based on metrics other people created, completely losing your internal compass. Research from the University of British Columbia demonstrates that perfectionists report significantly lower levels of self-compassion and personal acceptance. They live in a constant state of self-criticism that erodes their self-esteem from within. It's as if you become your own emotional executioner. When you're always trying to fix aspects of yourself, you send a devastating subliminal message to your subconscious. I'm not good enough as I am. This toxic belief infiltrates every area of your life, sabotaging relationships, opportunities, and especially your inner peace. The relentless pursuit of improvement puts you in a perpetual state of becoming, without ever allowing you to simply be. You live in an imaginary future where you'll finally be good enough, while your real life happens in the present. You're ignoring. What's most disturbing is that this mindset creates an emotional dependence on external achievements. Your happiness becomes conditional on results, medals, recognition. You become addicted to external validation because you've lost the ability to validate yourself internally. Think about this. How many times have you achieved something important and, instead of celebrating, immediately thought, now need to do even better? This infinite cycle robs you of the joy of accomplishments and transforms every victory into just another step on a staircase that never ends. Your perfectionist mind convinces you that you need to be exceptional to be loved and accepted. But the truth is exactly the opposite. You need to love and accept yourself first, to then express your natural exceptionalism. The order matters, and you've reversed everything. When you finally understand that your essence doesn't need improvements, it just needs to be recognized and honored, something profound transforms. You stop being an unfinished project and become a work of art in constant natural evolution. Transformative practice. For one full day, practice accepting yourself exactly as you are right now. When the voice of self-criticism arises, replace it with, "I am enough in this moment." In the comments, share which aspect of yourself you'll stop trying to fix today. Like if you recognize these patterns in your life, and subscribe to continue deconstructing these mental traps. Why? Accepting your imperfections is the path to true excellence. Prepare yourself for a radical shift in perspective. Your imperfections aren't obstacles to your greatness, they're the very source of it. Society programmed you to believe you need to eliminate your flaws, but that's one of the biggest lies you've ever swallowed. Your imperfections carry precious information about your humanity, your uniqueness, and your unexplored potential. When you try to erase them, you're literally trying to erase essential parts of who you are. It's like trying to create artwork by removing all the textures and nuances that make it interesting. A revolutionary study from the University of Texas revealed that people who embrace their imperfections demonstrate higher levels of creativity, resilience, and life satisfaction. They stop wasting mental energy trying to be something they're not and redirect that energy toward expressing who they really are. Accepting imperfections doesn't mean conformity or mediocrity. It means recognizing that perfection is an illusion that keeps you trapped in a cycle of unnecessary suffering. When you accept your limitations, paradoxically, you free yourself to transcend them naturally and organically. Think about the great artists, innovators, and leaders throughout history. None of them was perfect. They all had evident flaws, but chose to focus on their strengths and use their imperfections as fuel to create something unique and authentic. They understood that perfection kills originality. Your obsession with being much better robs you of the ability to be genuinely yourself. And here's the secret nobody tells you. People don't connect with your perfection, they connect with your authenticity. Your vulnerability is what creates real and lasting bonds. When you stop fighting against your imperfections and start dancing with them, something magical happens. You discover they're not defects to be fixed, but characteristics to be integrated. They become part of your unique signature in the world. The most successful and fulfilled people aren't those who achieved perfection, they're those who learned to work with their whole selves, flaws included. They discovered that their imperfections often became their greatest assets, their most compelling qualities, their most relatable features. True excellence doesn't come from the absence of flaws, it comes from the ability to be completely yourself, imperfections included. It's about embracing your totality and finding beauty in your human complexity. Transformative practice. Identify one imperfection you've always criticized in yourself. Today, find a way to honor it and see how it contributes to your uniqueness. Share in the comments one imperfection of yours that you're learning to accept. If this content is changing your perspective, leave your like and subscribe to continue this journey of the genuine self-knowledge. How to find inner peace when you stop chasing perfection. Here's the most liberating discovery you can make. Inner peace isn't a prize you earn after becoming perfect, it's the natural state that emerges when you stop warring against yourself. The problem is, you've been conditioned to believe the opposite. The obsession with constant improvement creates deafening mental noise that blocks your ability to access the serenity that already exists within you. It's like trying to listen to soft music while a jackhammer works beside you. The peace was always there, but you covered it with layers of self-criticism and unrealistic expectations. Research from Harvard University shows that individuals who practice self-acceptance display reduced activity in the amygdala, the brain region responsible for anxiety and fear. When you stop mentally attacking yourself, your nervous system can finally relax and enter a state of natural balance. True transformation happens when you replace the question, "How can I become better?" with, "How can I be kinder to myself today?" This subtle shift in focus creates an internal revolution that resonates through every area of your life. Imagine what it would be like to wake up every morning without that mental list of things you need to fix about yourself. Imagine what it would be like to make decisions based on what brings you genuine joy, not what will make you look more impressive to others. This is the freedom that self-acceptance offers. When you stop chasing perfection, you discover something surprising. You're already interesting, valuable, and complete. Exactly as you are, your natural qualities begin to shine because they're no longer being overshadowed by the artificial light of external standards. Inner peace isn't the absence of challenges or growth. It's the presence of a solid foundation of self-acceptance that remains stable regardless of external circumstances. It's knowing you can evolve without rejecting yourself, improve without diminishing yourself. Here's the most beautiful paradox. When you stop desperately chasing improvement, genuine improvement happens naturally. You evolve from a place of self-love, not self-rejection. And this evolution is sustainable, enjoyable, and deeply satisfying. The greatest act of rebellion in a culture obsessed with optimization is simply being yourself without apology. It's recognizing that your existence doesn't need justification or improvement to have value. You are enough, period. This shift doesn't happen overnight, but every moment you choose self-acceptance over self-criticism, you're rewiring your brain for peace instead of anxiety, for contentment instead of constant striving, for presence instead of perpetual dissatisfaction. Final transformation. For the next 7 days, practice kindness toward yourself like it's a spiritual discipline. Treat your mistakes as lessons, your limitations as normal human characteristics. In the comments, share how you'll start being kinder to yourself. Like if this content touched something deep within you, subscribe for more revolutionary insights, and share this video with someone who needs to hear this message of self-acceptance.